Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token Channel. Your host, Superman in the house. And of course, don't forget to smash the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell on the way in. If you want to join as a member, of course, of Hex Token Channel, hit the join button. We've got 3 memberships, Pulsechain, Hexkins, and the Richard Hart Club. Get into it. And of course, if you love all the free information you can possibly want for Hex, Pulsechain, and PulseX, and of course, all the Pulsechain ecosystem projects, get into our Discord. It is free with the extra big size capitalized free. And of course, we have the best community in there as well, heading up towards 1,100 members. So get in there, folks. Really is the best place in town for all the info on Richard Hart projects. So get in there. Welcome to the chat, of course. Let's say hello to everybody. Hey, we've got MT Coiner. Woohoo! Member for 5 months. Well done, man. We've got to get into that. That is awesome. MT Coiner there. Let's bring it up as the first post there. Empty Corner celebrates 5 months of memberships. Woohoo! That is awesome. I've got to give it a big clap. Come on, everybody. Give that a round of applause. That is very cool indeed. So a big shout out to Empty Corner, and I appreciate the support for sure. Let's see who else is in the house there. We've got Francis as well. Hello, Hexkins. Good to see you, Francis. Now, before we get into the chat, of course, we've got a poll up at the moment. The title of the video is Hex Derivative Hedron. Of course, launched on Ethereum 1 year ago. 1 year ago, amazing, and it's been brilliant for Hex during the bear market. Absolutely amazing. And of course, a big shout out to Alex McWhirter, the developer and founder of Hedron and icosa. And what a wonderful ecosystem it's been. It's been very, very cool. It is a derivative of Hex, and it, of course, is linked in with the T-share rate in particular. And of course, Hedron, their free mints to Hex stakers, which is pretty awesome. And it's still eligible. So you make a Hex stake, still get the Hedron, 1 Hedron per B share per day served. Pretty awesome. What else have we got? So we've got a poll up at the moment. Have you participated in the Hedron icosa? Minting, borrowing, staking, auctions, tokenized NFTs, things like that, wrapped NFTs. What's this? So there's lots of different products within the platform. And of course, you can get in a yes or no simple poll. Let's see how that gets on once we get on to Hedron later on in the live stream. Pretty awesome. So a big shout out to Alex McWhirter. Has been a big deal. By my accounts, it's something like maybe, I don't know. I haven't seen the current numbers at the moment for Hex HSIs sold to that have been made. I think it's somewhere in the 600 or 700, maybe even 800 million Hex being taken off the market, somewhere in that ballpark. So the last number I had was 500 million Hex, but it's definitely up there by now. That was some time ago. So and I've seen lots of Hex HSI stakes. So it's got to be up there somewhere. So really big benefit to Hex ecosystem generally. Obviously in Hex, it's a win-win. Longer pays better, bigger pays better, making those stakes, and of course getting wrap features. And of course tokenized NFTs and things like that. That's pretty amazing, right? So really is some good stuff there from Alex McWhirter. And he's not slowing down though, is he? Doing a data center, doing validating hardware, or testing all that stuff out. So he is onwards and upwards with that. So very exciting. All right, let's get into who else is in the house. We've got Ted Nelson. How's it going, Hex Token? Hey everybody, good to see Ted as always. And of course, Ted is a member of the channel as well. Wookie's in the house there. What is this Hedron you're talking about? Here, Wookie is our Hedron icosa specialist in our community. So that's pretty hilarious there, Wookie. I think I've almost got to give you a round of applause for that, Jake. That's a good opener. Check my pulse in the house there. What's up, Superman? Evening Hexkins 2023, the year of Pulsechain. Absolutely is the year of Pulsechain. And you guys know it's going to be a lot of fun for sure. Pulsechain Trainer, happy Sunday from Texas. Let's go. Yeehaw! A big welcome to you, Pulsechain Trainer from Texas. And howdy. What else we got? Brennan in the house there. Morning, Superman and family. Good to see you, Brennan. JB in the house as well. Evening all. Good to see you too. And let's jump to Brian in the house, one of our 2 community leaders. What's up, folks? Here's Brian. Good to see you, Brian in the house there. Hexforce 1, good evening, Superman and everybody. Hexforce 1 has landed. Archipelago in the house as well. Hey, everybody. We've got Brazilian as well. Happy birthday, Hedron. Absolutely, Briz. That is so true. Happy birthday to Hedron. It is so cool to celebrate these great achievements. And as you guys know, if you add in the Maximus products on top of, in addition to Hedron, icosa, you're talking about somewhere like 1.8 to 1.9 billion or so, give it in that ballpark, that has been taken off the market during the bear market just by those 2 product derivatives alone. So it's been huge for the circulating supply reduction and the public reduction as well. So very cool. That's in addition to natural staking, people just interacting with the Hex contract by itself. So it's very bullish indeed. I need to update my waterfall chart, don't I? I do. Just need to get accurate data. As you guys know, I need to have that accurate before I start talking about stuff like that. Rango in the house there. Hey all, good to see you, Rango. We've got Michael R in the house as well. Hello, Hexkins. Good to see you, Michael. Welcome to the chat. Very cool to see everybody in the house. All right, let's get into it, folks. We're going to start with the stock market. We're going to get into BTC, and then we're going to jump into Hex. I did a video on Hex price prediction yesterday. You can check that out. And we've got lots of cool things happening. Golden cross and all sorts of stuff going on. We've also got Hedron, of course. We're going to talk about that in depth today. That's the main topic. We're going to get into honorable mention, which is going to be Paul Pleb. Yes, again, for the 2nd day in a row, Paul Pleb. Then we're going to jump into Pulsechain updates, Richard Hart, and other updates there. I've got a little secret stuff to tell you. I'm not sure if anyone's observed it, but it was pretty interesting. So stay tuned for that regarding Richard Hart and Pulsechain. It's a small thing, but I think pretty important. I think it's a bit of a signal, let's put it that way. And then we're going to get into Hex Daily Stats and wrap up with all that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be pretty cool. Let's get into it. Who else? We got any more final comments to wrap up there? We got Detached Soul. Yo. Good to see you, Detached Soul. And then Precisely says, spill the beans. Yeah, well, you're going to have to wait till we get to the Pulsechain section of the live stream. But that's definitely coming, Briz. Definitely coming. It makes me laugh just thinking about it. So there we're going to talk about it. It's small, but perhaps significant. So that's the way I'm going to put that. You can decide for yourself when we get there. But I just, it was a nice little surprise for me. All right, let's get into it. We're going to jump into the stock market. Here we go. And the crowd goes wild. Yes, they do. The crowd does go wild. Right. Here we are. Woohoo! Looking good, eh? So, Hex price prediction yesterday. It also covered the crypto market. And the crypto market has rebounded pretty nicely. Big shout out to Brenton in our community. He's one of our people that does price coverage in our community. And yeah, a nice little, this is broken up over his mark. I think it was 23,350. And here we are at 23,541, up 5.6%. Good old crypto. Now, crypto should do a lot better than the stock market. Have a better chance of having move higher because we don't have, even with the interest rate rises, which will be an issue for us during March to May, June. We don't have, profit and loss to worry about and inverse valuations to interest rates and things like that. So BTC does have the robustness that can do, crypto can do its own thing to a degree. So BTC there, 23,543, up really nice there, 41.23% dominance in crypto. We've got ETH there at 1637, up at 2.74%, very nice. And BNB is up 2% to $308.61, holding up there as well. Everything else is looking okay. We got XRP is pretty much flat at 37.7. Now I think you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the court case for XRP or Ripple in this case is on the 3rd of March. Hey, if Ripple beats the SEC with that, you could see probably some dramatic change in the valuation of XRP. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. It's pretty important. We want to win those cases because the SEC is pretty much after a lot of things in crypto, stable coins, and of course securities and things like that. Their position pretty much Gary Gensler is Bitcoin's security is the only one that's not security. Everything else is. So that needs to be challenged big time by the crypto community generally. So that is where we are there. What else are we going to look at here? We've got Lido there, the big ETH staker, pooled staker there, $3.10, up 6.2. And we'll probably have our own Lido in Pulsechain, suggesting we'll have things like that in Pulsechain. So that's going to be fun to see that. What else we got going here? The stablecoin USDC is slightly below peg still at 99.37 cents there, but closer to peg, not far away, is it? And BUSD under pressure too is actually down 1.3%, 98.4 cents. So looking a bit weak there. Those are the two ones that have been under a lot of pressure. USD Tether, however, has been at peg for throughout this whole period. So that's kind of cool there from USDT. We can see Frax at the moment is slightly under peg at the moment at 99.7 as well. And of course, Frax there is the basis of the BankX stablecoin expected to come not only to Ethereum and other EVM chains, but to BSC. They were going to look to launch Q1, probably end up Q2. Now, I'm not a big fan of that model, but it is still coming, regardless of whether I'm a big fan or not. I think it's a hybrid of many systems, and of course, we'll see how it gets on. But in any case, it will be launching. We'll see how. The good thing about Pulsechain is we get to see these things launch on other chains and see whether they work or not, and then we know where to bank our money with the real deals. Now, I don't think you can beat forks of liquidity. I think liquidity on Ethereum is shown to be pretty much the best model, and of course we're going to have Power City with the Earn protocol, and Liquid Loans with their protocol backed by Pulse and PulseX. I don't think we're going to do better than that, other than the Coast system, which is the fiat-backed one. And of course, I think that's probably the other good one there. So I think we're going to have the best two systems there. So let's have three out of those four that I think are going to be absolutely stellar, with the BankX being a wild card. That's kind of a quick summary there. All right, let's move on. That is the crypto market looking good. We're looking green today. Let's see where this goes to. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's have a look at the total global market cap on nomics.com. Is $1.12 trillion, up 1.65%. Remember, at the top of the bull market, we had over $3 trillion. Just to give you perspective there. That's where we are there. You can see the rankings there looking nice and green on the leaderboard. Go KB up almost 4% too, at number 7. And the rest of them are sort of up a couple of percent. Solana up 4% there as well. And Solana obviously having issues with their chain. And what else? Their Polkadot up 2%. I think Ivan on Tech was calling Polkadot the sleeping giant there. So it's where he's also not just Pulsechain, but seems to favor Polkadot as well. SHIB there has been pretty amazing, up 3.45%. Huge community, of course. After Pulsechain, our community will probably be similar size, is my guess, after Pulsechain launches. We're down the track, maybe within the first sort of 9 months, something like that. We've got Litecoin there up 2%, Tron at number 18. So that's kind of cool. Hex sitting at number 14 at the moment. So it's kind of cool. And it is at 5.848 cents, down 1.35 on 24 hours, sitting at 8.26 billion on the market cap and 16 million in volume. So that's up about $6 million since yesterday. Remember, we were close to 10 million on the 24-hour when we last updated yesterday's live stream. That is Nomics. And I think that was the top 20, was it? We got Tron there. And so forth. So Optimism's just jumped up one spot there, up 10% to $3. So there we are, folks. Avalanche sitting there at up 2.6. So a couple of percent increase. Let's see if we can get back into the old bull market. Remember, enjoying double-digit percent growth in prices. We love that. Let's bring it on. Let's bring it on. All right, so there we are. Let's jump into Bitcoin's chart here. And of course, this is on the daily. 4-hourly chart there for Bitcoin. We had a nice little bounce back here. We went down as low as 23,326, and now we're currently at 23,537 here in the old chart with about 17 minutes to go. We've got the RSI here moving positively up, and of course up at 50 here, about to break into bullish territory if it keeps going at the crossroads there, and looking pretty good on the old Bitcoin. So that is the 4-hourly. Let's have a look at the daily on the Bitcoin. This is Coinbase, by the way. Let's drag that back. We had our golden cross, right? This was our golden cross back up here. Let me get rid of the RSI briefly. We had a golden cross. I'm not sure whether I must have done something with the scaling of this chart because all my stuff's moved around. We had golden cross here. 50-day EMA there as well, moving over. So the yellow line, the 50-day EMA, that's the exponential moving average versus the 200-day moving EMA. Remember, the exponential versus the simple moving average is weights the contemporary days, the days that we're currently these sort of near days over the past. So a lot more there. So that is our golden cross there. So super bullish. We'll see how we get on here. And up and away. Like I think the top of this move for me is 30k with BTC, but I think that we're looking pretty good for a move higher. Some people have got heads and shoulders for this. You can sort of see why they might think that. So we'll see how we get on. I still think we've got at least a week. Next week could be quite bullish for us, and maybe because we've got about 3 weeks to the Fed meeting. So I still think we've got a bit of a window for bullishness in this chart. So that's kind of my call there. We're going to jump into Hex though next. Before we do that though, let's catch up on the chat. We've got 47 people in the house, so welcome to everybody. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, all that good stuff. Let's see where else is jumped in here. We got up to Detached Soul. We got up to Briz, so check my pulse. Hedron, yes, Hedron. We're celebrating Hedron today on the live stream. 1 year of its glorious reign. Alfred Carpenter, how's that? Hi, everybody. Happy Hedron birthday. Nice one, Alfred. And Francis, I love Jesus. I'm happy. That's good to see. And it's hard not to be happy in our ecosystem, to be honest. What's up, Hexkins? Scott V in house. And Katie as well. Hey, it's Katie. Welcome to the chat there. Let me see. We've got Sandy Beach just jumped in as well. One of our moderators. Good to see Sandy Beach. And influencer on Twitter. If you're not following Sandy Beach as an influencer on Twitter, go follow Sandy Beach. Crossed over 3,000 members. Must be heading towards 4,000 at a pretty fast pace is my guess. Sandy Beach as well says hello, Hex Token, everybody. Good to see you, Sandy Beach. As always, let's get into it. We're going to get into the Hex chart. And let me jump out of BTC. Leave site. Here we're going to go into Hex at the moment. Let me make sure I'm on the 15-minute chart here. Just set this up quickly. A few adjustments. All right. Let's get rid of that comment as well and jump into the chat there. So cool. Here we go, folks. So we dramatic. This is a little bit more. I did a price prediction video yesterday, and it's played out pretty well so far. It was a little bit more volatile than I expected, though, because obviously we can't predict things everywhere. We're playing probability, right, with the chart. But it did go down a bit lower than I thought, but bounced off a particular area of support that I thought it might do too. But I didn't expect it to reach it. That's the point. So anyway, we got down pretty low here, down to about 5.3 cents here. We had a bit of selling into that. As you can see, it just dropped down. You can see the volumes in there. And then, of course, we bounced back pretty aggressively, back up over 6 cents, 6.042. And we're currently just dropped back a little bit here at 5.866. But, of course, the crypto market is rallying. We saw BTC moving up, ETH moving up. So it's a pretty good environment for Hex to keep moving up as well, and so forth. So this is the 15-minute chart. You can see the nuances in the chart as we move 15 minutes. Let's go to the hourly chart here, and you can see the hour. That's what it looks like on the hourly there. See, we've got a bit of a bullish cross here now on the hourly, which is kind of neat. Let's go to the 4 hourly as well. This is more the trader's view. Remember the 4 hourly. Let's log this chart here to give us a bit of perspective here. I do have the overlays on, so we might pull that back. But that's the 4 hourly chart there. And it looks like we're going to get a bullish cross over here as well. That is with the 9 EMA on the 4 hourly over the 21 EMA. Looks like it's going to get bullishes too. So looking really, really nice there. Let's jump over to, let's pull up the RSI on the 4 hourly. We can see that we're just sitting at the 50 line here. So getting just about crossover into bullish territory here. So I think looking pretty good with crypto on the rise today. And the Hex is looking pretty nice there on the 4 hourly. Let's go to the daily. Daily here, of course. We've got a little bit of a bull flag in here, and we bounced off this important line. So let's get rid of that. All the overlays. You can see the 21-day EMA here, and we bounced off that. Look at that. See, that's really positive, and we've got a really nice doji here. I think that's butterfly doji. And that looks pretty nice to me. We're about to finish this candle too in 12 minutes time. So that's about to finish in 12 minutes time. So we're looking pretty nice here. Be nice to break out of this up to the right. We've certainly got crypto moving up with BTC. If that continues and BTC keeps heading higher, particularly over the 23,850 mark, that's going to be really bullish for Hex maybe over the next 24 hours. So we're looking forward to that. So that's a look where Hex is looking. Let's have a look in the RSI there. The RSI has had a little breather, come down from overbought territory over 70, and is now sitting down at 61 there. So nice little position to really push high here is where we're sitting at the moment on the daily here for Hex. We're currently at 5928, so we just pushed a little bit higher again there on the chart there, looking very nice indeed with this doji, looking cool. So let's bring on the overlays. Let me pull the overlays back on here. Before we do the overlays, actually, let's get into the summary for 24 hours. Get rid of the RSI. We've up just up a tad at the moment, so not much. We're only up 0.1%, so just slightly up really. On the 24-hour basis, we've had 373 trades that are buys versus 221s that are sells, so a 62% trade ratio on the buy side. But the volume, of course, is sitting at 50-50 at the moment, 50-50, but the buyers are slightly higher at 2.3 million over 2.2. This is the top trading pair for Hex, which has currently got $7 million liquidity in it. And the price of Hex at 5.928. That is where we are there. On the 6-hourly, of course, we've got 60% buy trades and 57% buy volume. So it's definitely picked up, as you can see in the chart there, over the last 6 hours. In the last hour, that has continued to improve. 2/3 buy trades and 86% buy volume. Yes, we can do it. Yes, we can keep that trend up for the next 12 hours or so. That'd be pretty nice. All right, so that's kind of where we are at the moment. Let's get rid of that overlay and go to the zoom back here and add back in the overlays. So we've got a nice little breakout here. We'll definitely potentially get us up to 7.3 to 7.5 would be the next target. Take a bit of volume to come into for that, but that is kind of the upside scenario there. We break out of here. Now let's actually zoom in a bit wide here. Let me zoom this. Hopefully that's going to give us all the details we need. So that is our Hex chart. Over since the bull market. So back here on the 19th September 2021, we're up here at around 52 cents. You can see we've got this long blue resistance line. It's one of obviously the pivotal indicator of getting out of Hex's bear market. We already have signs that we're doing that because we got over 3.3 cents up here. We got over 5 cents as well. So those two lower highs that were in the bear market there on the downtrend. We've broken through all those. We're now challenging this one here, the third one, which is up around 7.3 cents or so. And of course that does correlate with our blue downtrend for the Hex bear market. And of course that is currently sitting at around 7.5 cents. So the same as the breakout of that sort of little bull flag there. So we'll see how we get on. And yeah, looking very bullish. In any case, as we move forward in time, that blue line is going down, the diagonal line is going down, making it easy to break out of that trend. And then, of course, the cool scenario would be break out here, maybe overshoot, and then come back and bounce off that blue line, and then off to the right, because obviously we've got Pulsechain, testnet, V3 coming, stuff like that. Now, just because we break out of that doesn't mean that we'll necessarily have the big rally. Just depends on timing of Pulsechain and things like that. We could consolidate and move sideways for a while. That's definitely plausible. It's kind of where we are there. Let's have a look at some of the bigger macro picture. This is the current view that I have at the moment on the channel. This is pretty much in line with the market view at the moment. And of course, I was a bit more bullish than the market, but because of the reversal in the trend last month, for this month of February, or January month actually, we have got another interest rate rise included now. So 75 basis points, March, May, and June, 25 basis points each, getting us up to 5.25 or 5.5 with the average of around about 5.4%. Now in March, we're going to have on 15th there, or 23rd actually, I think we're going to have a new SEP forecast. The last SEP financial forecast from the Federal Reserve was December. We're going to have an updated one there in March, and that's going to be very telling indeed. So we're looking out for that with the forecast in the future. But this is currently where we are at the moment. So that would take us through to June the 14th, June the 14th. And of course, I have a feeling that if Richard's technically capable, the team has definitely got that up and running with the testnet. That would be a pretty good time after that interest rate rise to potentially launch Pulsechain at the earliest. This is an earliest expectation, not the actual big expectation. Obviously, no one knows that, but that's kind of, I think, where the timing would be pretty good. Maybe a little bit after that. So that's where I've still got the expectation or earliest expectation of a launch here in this second half of May to June. That is actually now pushing out to the right. So it's actually going further out because we don't have testnet up running yet. The earliest I have testnet is still the 6th of March. launching there, and of course that was a 2-week there. Was based on a little bit of intel as well, but we'll see how we go with that. That is Pulsechain testnet v3. Now you've got to remember we've already got a lot of stuff working, Geth, Lighthouse, and Prism. So we do already have an execution and a consensus client that are up and running. And really they're just trying to get Aragon, and that would increase having 4 clients, 2 executions, 2 consensus clients, and of course they're just trying to work through the Aragon issues that they had patches for, or fixes for, and hopefully we'll get an update on that in due course. I suspect that we may just get a surprise launch by Richard, and he'll just go, hey, look, it's up and running. So it's kind of probably a bit like that. So that is kind of where we are at the moment. So we're leading into that as well. That's going to be pretty cool. But remember, at the back end of this expectation is the Fed rate rise as well. That's about 3 weeks away. So yeah, I think we've got another week, maybe a week and a half of a window. Maybe next week the stock market might do a reasonable as well, at least move sideways. Then that would be kind of cool environment. That's kind of where I think things are at the moment. So breaking this blue downtrend, that's going to be a bit of a resistance there, quite a bit, I'd imagine. But we definitely have a chance of at least touching it. And if we broke it, man, that'd be fun times for us all. Very, very cool there. So 7.3 to 7.5, still the target here. And let's see how we go on that one. All right, that is pretty much it. Let's have a look at the whale bot. Let's scroll down to that. Let's go down to the whalebot here and have a look at what's been going on with the big accounts. 23 hours ago, we had 35.5 million staked for 304 days. Awesome. That is so good. That is so good. And they get rewarded 1,600 T-shares. Very, very nice. Look at how many people have liked that. A lot of influencers would like this many likes, views, sorry. 4,732 views on that. And of course, this is the whalebot. So there we are. Has been around for a long time. Hex Token vibes. Yeah. Look at that. Pretty cool. So lots of trash there, but some cool stuff. So that's really neat. That's all circulating supply off the market. That's kind of neat. 1.3 million hex staked for 1,483 days. Fantastic. 88 T-shares. Lucky number there. Then we got some people sort of wrecking themselves here. Down 25% ROI here. 2,100 days, 923 days they served. They got ROI negative 25. That's not Hex is designed for. Hex is designed for making good ROI and good APY. But these penalties, 50% go to stakers. This is the way it goes, 1.2 million. So we've got a good day. The Hex daily payout's going to be pretty awesome. I know that Brazology, we're pretty excited about that. Also know someone else, but starts with the name S. We'll be happy about that too. 4.3 million Hex there sold for $250,000. We had 1 million there with 3.4 million in penalties. That's crazy, right? 265 T-shares there. Let's see if there's any commentaries on this. Yeah, some crazy stuff right there. This person here says this 1 million Hex was acquired for $100. So there we are. if you got that, you're still in the money, right? 9.2 million Hex sold for $500,000 7 hours ago. That's pretty significant. Damn, it could have waited. Payday's tomorrow. I'm going to miss really cheap Hex. Price didn't even move, lol, says this person here. So that was probably the big drop that we saw, and it was more dramatic than I expected. And of course, definitely jumped off, bounced off the 21-day EMA for the daily Hex. But there we are. So that's the way it goes. But the market held up. The market bounced after that. 24.3 million Hex bought for $1.3 million. So this is a big number here. And coming in, I haven't even looked at this whale. This is how you whale, says Cabana, sitting on 9.4. So this bounced us back there. Holy mother of market bills. I haven't actually looked at the whale bot, so I just saw this myself. Kevin O'Leary just bought in. So if you haven't seen that dialogue between Richard Hart and Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful as he calls himself, it is hilarious. So Richard taking him to task over his nonsense, because he's just playing the political game. But hey, it was pretty funny there. So yeah, that's mate. This is what we want, folks. This is how you get to back to 52-cent price Hex. With buys like this, so that's pretty cool. I haven't analyzed that at all, but you can go check that out on the whalebot. 24.3 million Hex bought for almost $1.4 million. Pretty nice there at 5.6 cents. Pretty nice on that one. So we've got some price support there. 28.6 million Hex stake for 68 days, which is pretty cool. Now I'm not sure if those are the same accounts actually, but that's what happened there. 2.9 million Hex bought for it probably looks like the same accounts, doesn't it? Let me have a go. Let's go have a look at this. Just be a bit nosy. Go have a look at this. So C99. let's have a look here. Looks like it's gone out. So let's have a look here. We've got a burn number here. Start stake. So yeah. Wow, 1,000 hex. Let's go look at this. It's going to have to definitely deep dive in this now. So there we are. That is gone in there. Big money. Bought the hex and then staked the hex as well. So very cool. And don't do much better than that, folks. And stake that for 68 days. Interesting day number there. So got to give some love to that. That's pretty exciting. See what I mean? The whale bot's so good. I love the whale bot. It's a lot of fun to go through. Elon Musk, did you do this? Yeah. We really need to spread the word on Twitter. Getting Elon Musk. We should do a campaign targeting Elon Musk. That'd be pretty fun. 2.9 million hex bought for 172k 4 hours ago. Very nice indeed. So what a day in the office there for the old hex chart and a big buy there. Nice. Let's have a look at the liquidity and see how we are on V3. This is the same pair that we look on the chart, the top trading pair. Let's have a look at the liquidity setup at the moment. Still set up by the LP providers to support the price moving higher. Still looking pretty good here. We can see we've got $52,000 candles here at 5.4 cents. That is that support line there. This is the current market price, of course, at 5.91. And then, of course, to get over these walls here, these walls are all about 400,000 hex. We've got a couple of higher ones there, close to 500,000, these ones here. And then we get up to the end of that line. That is 6.87 cents there. And that is at 326. Then it drops off here at the moment. Obviously, there's limit orders sitting off here and not included, and of course, off-market buys and sells, which you don't see either. And they can come out of anywhere, as we saw earlier on the whale bot there. So that is the Uniswap V3 liquidity. And let's jump over to the overall view. Look into hex.com, Gerardo's site here, and have a look at this. So we've got 51.66% in the two USDC pairs that are trading, V2, V3, and of course ETH as well, 30% basically. So 81.7% or so, or 81.5%, let's say, is in these four big trading pairs. Let's jump over to the bid side. 62% on the bid side. That's the buyers, and 38% on the ask side. So look, is that similar to yesterday? I think it is pretty similar to yesterday. So still a lot of buy support in there as well. That is the liquidity. So that is the Hex chart, and Hex at the moment trading at 5.930, and we've just finished the day. So we'll get a new candle here. The day has just rolled over. Cool. So that is pretty much it. Let's jump over to the main topic, of course. Before we do that, let's catch up on the chat and see where it is. We're going to celebrate the Hedron launch with Alex McWhirter 1 year ago. And big shout out to Alex McWhirter once again. This is really a tribute show to his awesome stuff that he's done for everybody. Pretty awesome. So Hedron big airdrops, and people can mint, borrow Hedron, all that sort of stuff. Introducing wrapped hex stakes, tokenized stakes, NFT trade, movings, tradings. It's really neat. And all the stuff that he's done, of course, then icosa as well. All right, where did I get up to? Let us find out. I definitely got up to Sandy. Living on crypto, great work, suit man. Hey, awesome. I appreciate it, and thank you so much. And I'm not no self-grandizing around influencers. We're just people just like you. The community is where it's all at, in my view. Richard Hart, I always come back to Richard Hart. He says, people ask him, what's the most surprising thing about the Hex contract and stuff like that? And he goes, it's the community. It's the community. And it's true. It's true. It's great to be in an awesome community. And I think that, we've particularly got a really good one in our Discord. The community in Discord is so good. Tombos in the house there. Hex keeps its trend or not being connected to BTC ETH these days, says Tombos. And there is Sandy Beach Twitter. If you want to follow Sandy, a rising star amongst the Twitter influencers. I'm looking forward to you hitting the 4,000 followers there, Sandy Beach, and keep up the good work as well. In fact, if you want to, we can chat in Discord as well about that. As you guys know, I've just started a campaign on Twitter because I wasn't really on Twitter during the Pulsechain and Pulsex phase because of the left-wing control that was on there and, of course, removal of free speech. So I wasn't, but since Elon's been on there, I also got asked by a couple of members of the community to get on Twitter as well. And then after that, Elon took over, and so it's really given a new hope there that things will head in the right direction. So back on there, and so I've just started doing campaign on there. And so if you guys have seen doing the Hex fun facts at the moment, doing some polls, but I've got a lot more in store So store it. So wait for all that. It's going to be really, really cool. Getting really nice increased engagement. So it's really cool as well. So stay tuned. It's going to be a lot of fun. Crypto King in the house there. Boom, boom. Congrats, Alex McWhirter. What's up, Hexkins? A nice one there. Big shout out for Alex. Tom Boss says, I also think a surprise launch could happen. Would be so crazy for everybody, says Tom Boss. I agree. And Brazolji's in the house there says, I think a launch in June would be cool. That way we can celebrate Hex and Pulsechain birthday every 6 months and keep people interested. I like that, Briz. That's a good observation. Crypto King says, did you see the 1.3 million single buy and stake? Yeah, we just talked about that. That was pretty epic. We might as well give it that was certainly supported the chart, moving back up there as well, keeping my price prediction video in play as well. Hello, Hexaco, says Ramon. Ramon is in the house. Good to see Ramon. And everybody see the MCR announcement. Exciting news. Yeah, MCR yesterday did launch their product. They're going to launch a token as well. They're launching staking pools of some form. So they are going to have a sacrifice as well. So you can go check out the MCR video. I only watched bits and pieces of it, so I need to get my head around that. But that's basically the idea there. And that's great. That's a third project that's going to build on top of Hex. And so we love that on this channel. Derivatives are super important for the Hex ecosystem, and soaking up, I should say, the circulating supply is a big deal for medium long-term play on Hex, and of course it's exciting to see. So big shout out now. Obviously MCR was huge in doing sacrifice pools for PulseX. It was a big deal. So yeah, I think they ended up being like what number 20 or something like that, 21 in the PulseX sacrifice as a syndicate. And I think they had, I'm just guessing here, but was it 1,100 accounts, something like that, maybe, that was sacrificed with them. So a pretty big deal. Now, I'm sure a lot of people that sacrificed in that syndicate didn't realize it was going to take so long for a Pulsechain to launch, which is kind of just the way it goes sometimes. But yeah, that was definitely in play. Now, they also, was it Liquid Loans? The Liquid Loans, they were number one. Was it Liquid Loans? They were number one? Pretty sure. Liquid Loans, I think they were number one sacrifice. I think they bet the Hex Godwell out there, yeah. I think it was Liquid Loans. All right, what else there? Yep, MCR is always good development team, says KD. Yeah, great bunch of guys there. Hi, everybody. Thanks, as always, Superman, says John. Any news on the Hex Investment Trust? No news that I see so far, but the price of Hex must be up to a point where they should be able to seek going public, but I can't remember whether it's an and or, because they also need 50 investors, and they didn't have that number either. So they must be pretty close, though, John, on that. I don't know if anyone's heard anything from Kinetics from Discord Syndicate, but if you have heard anything about that, let us know in the chat there. I haven't seen anything myself, but they must be pretty close with this Hex price now up where it is. Sandy Beach says, this is the link to the MCR stream from yesterday. Nice. That's the link there. Bam, that is the link for the MCR video and their launch announcement. Number one for Liquid Loans. Yeah, so I was right about that. Yeah, MCR, it was pretty impressive. They got like 50 million bucks. Yeah, Liquid Loans did over $15 million. It was pretty impressive. And so far that we know what they're building out, Liquid Loans, obviously they're building their fork of liquidity and Liquid Loans there. They're going to be doing, they've got the multi-sig that they're going to open up to everybody on Pulsechain, which is important. They also got, they've organized the Teller Oracle, which Power City will be using for the Earn protocol as well. And looks like they're doing possibly stuff around SQL Graph and other things. So I imagine we'll probably get more product ranges from them, especially with Power City. Power City is doing so many different utility product ranges that Liquid Loans is, I think, is under a little pressure to also expand their product range. And I'm sure they are probably looking at that anyway. But I think that's only good for the Pulsechain ecosystem. Have a bit of competition, have a bit of pushing between teams, because we get more value when that happens. So they've definitely got the capital for it as well. Archipelago says RH is super close to 300k followers on Twitter, says Archipelago. That's a good observation. We might check that up later when we actually, we've got that coming up actually, so we'll probably talk about that. QQ says things are looking good, future is bright. Hey, look, we are in the best ecosystem out there, man. And it's just the quiet before the storm, but we've got so many good things happening. Even during the bear market, it was like epic being in our community. And one of the big plays of that, of course, was Hedron icosa, which is a good place to start. So let's get into it. Good place to pivot. Let's go. And let me just drop that comment and pull it in. So, a big shout out here. So this is from Alex, and of course he's had well over 30,000 views on this, and of course this is it's been one full year, says Alex McWhirter, the founder of Hedron icosa, since Hedron was launched on Ethereum. It's been an awesome ride so far. Can't wait to see what the future holds on Pulsechain. Hex is truly amazing, being able to support a diverse array of derivatives. To every Hexkin and Hedronian, thank you very much. So that was really nice from Alex. Really is cool. We've got other teams here from Maximus, the other big derivative play, Dipcatcher. Congratulations, Alex. Such a big contribution to the Hex community. On behalf of the Maximus DAO, we love you and we love Hedron. So nice one from that. We've got Hekvita here, one of the top influencers on Twitter. Thank you for creating something for free that has benefited many instead of destroying them. And of course, Sandy Beach is going to be up there with Hekvita and KDP and others. Hedron literally changed my strategy in a very positive way. Looking forward to Pulsechain as well, says Mackenzie. So you're getting lots of cool stuff here. In the deep, dark bear market, there was Hedron. There was indeed, and Maximus. But that was a beautiful gift to the community there. Eating up the circulating supply, as I said, probably between the two protocols. Upwards towards maybe 1.8 to 2 billion Hex taken off the market. Pretty powerful. That's a big deal for the future of Hex. I'm sure Richard Hart was very happy about that. And of course, he's talked about derivatives in the past as well. The community taking initiative there. Very cool. Robbie Davidson here says, thank you, Alex. So we've got lots of people that are very happy about that as well. So very cool on that one. That was from Alex. On top of Alex's tweet, Coast, one of the Pulsechain top tier Pulsechain teams as it's turning out to be. Coast here put out happy birthday Hedron Crypto. Well done, Alex McWhirter, on 1 year of flawless operation. The whole Hex and Pulsechain community appreciate your efforts. Well, most of us, he says there. I don't know sure what the back end was there, but it was pretty good. We've got KDP in the house there with all the party faces, so we're looking good there. What else? We've got other comments here. Hex T-shirts, every year our PPs get bigger. There we are. This is a family channel, so we've got to jump past that. We're going to have a few other nice comments here. So those were some nice tributes there to Alex McWhirter and the founder of Hedron. Now this was the website, of course, that you could go to, and it was pretty neat, and gave you a lot of details about what Hedron is, how to get Hedron, how to buy Hedron on the market, Uniswap. How does Hedron price relate to a Hex share price? This is how it really becomes a derivative in many ways, is related to the share rate of Hex. So it was pretty cool. It regulates the inflation of the Hedron as well. We got the different schema. I love these charts. Don't you guys love these charts? And of course, you can borrow advanced Hedron. You can tokenize HSIs, NFTs, transfer and sell NFTs. So it's pretty cool. You can mint Hedron as well. And of course, there was a bonus phase at the beginning, the first 100 days. Start off with 10x. And then went down to 1x at the end of the 100-day period, dropping a 1x every 10 days. And of course, at the moment, you can still stake Hex and get Hedron as a bonus because you get 1 Hex per B share days served. So the longer you serve, the more, and the more B shares you have, the more Hedron you get. So it's kind of cool. We're going to look at those numbers in a second. So that was really cool. We were very excited about that. And of course, a lot of people ran to connect their wallets. And of course, like, is it safe? Is it safe? And of course, it got deemed as safe there, and people connect their wallets, and of course, they could get their Hedron claims, especially if they had a 10x, a 9x, an 8x, a 7x, and a 6x, etc. So lots of people were excited about that. So really cool. We also saw in the chart here, people borrowing borrowing Hedron, I should say, minting Hedron, burning Hedron. You can see that on the charts there. Some of the key functions there as well. People could create a Hex stake instance. This was really revolutionary, something that Richard had talked about in the past. That is, you take Hex and then you wrap the smart contract around it and give it new features. Really cool. So you take the Hex contract with its features, then you wrap it with a smart contract and give it new features, and that's been really cool. And of course, then you can also go the next step further and turn it into an NFT, and being able to trade that and make it leave your wallet. It was pretty cool. So some good stuff in there from this. Now, obviously, there was cool tokenomics as well with the auctions as well. So people would go in the auctions, and you could browse liquidations. If people could borrow, if they defaulted on their borrowings after 90 days, it goes to auction, and people can bid on those auctions. And of course, we cover those every single day on this channel. which is pretty cool. But we've used, this is the first app. It was, website was hedron.pro.dap. And then, of course, we have moved on to the new dApp that he made, the icosa app, which is just a bit more user-friendly. But this was quite satisfying, satisfactory, I should say, at the time. So that was the website. And then, of course, we've got the Hedron price at the moment. Hedron price here. Let's go back all in time here and have a look at the journey that we had. We're going to get rid of the overlay there and have a look at the full. Let's get rid of the overlay as well. So this was the Hedron price since the beginning. And you can see it all the way back here, the 26th of February in 2022 here. Look at this. We had a big rally spike on the day, come back down. We got down to 532 at the moment. I think there's 6 zeros in front of it. And then, of course, we had this big 12x rally. 12x rally. We covered that on this channel, and a lot of people did really well because they watched this channel. We were covering it in depth. Before a lot of the people that were hardcore into Hedron and icosa, you know those huge influencers are, we were covering it on this channel already, right? And people were making mad gains up here, and then it sold the top. And of course, in part, this is where Wolverine came a little bit famous because he apparently sold close to the top as well. But I know that many people on this channel sold right up here as well. And then the price started slowly going down to the bottom here. Got all the way down to the bottom here. Look at this. Got down to 182. So I think that's with 6 zeros, 182. And then, of course, since then, it's just risen from there. So, this is kind of cool. There's increased value. Over time is where you kind of say, is this a valuable play? And, of course, you've seen that, the market's decided this is worth something because we popped off the bottom there. We've got a higher high here at 1,024. And we dropped off a 0, which is pretty cool. And at the moment, we are sitting at 1935 there with 5 zeros in front, looking pretty good here. So this chart's looking pretty nice. High highs there are looking pretty good. Obviously, people would want the chart to eventually get over the 6,200 mark here. So cool. The all-time high, of course, is up here at 7,221. And of course, you want to get past that eventually as well. Now, it does have some challenges in terms of the supply, but that's because, contracts sometimes take multiple years to play out. And of course, this is a derivative of Hex, so that gives it some strength in behind it. It's pretty cool. So that's the Hedron chart there. Let's have a look at the current day, of course. We've got 48 buys versus 28 sells, so 63% buys, and the volume is 62% buy volume at 119,000. There's 1.2 million in this liquidity pair here between Hedron and USDC. So that is the Hedron chart. icosa as well has had a bit of a journey, and of course icosa launched later on, and of course that's been pretty successful here. So it launched 15th of August 22 here on the chart, and you can see that the price has had its day. It's been up at $1.60. Back up here at the beginning it was $1.90. This was really its first test of value though at $1.60. Got all the way down here, down to 29 cents. Ouchie, 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 you would say. And of course, people are looking up here and go, hey man, I could have sold my stuff here, but of course they didn't have much yield. And of course down here, it was at 29 cents. Then it's popped back all the way up to 98 cents, and now it's down to 55 cents. And of course, I think generally in this territory, this is where people were, break-even price in this area, and that's kind of where it is at the moment. So it's at 21 buys over the last 24 hours, 70% buys, and of course 47% buy volume, so slightly stronger sell volume over the last 24 hours, but it's starting off the green candle. We just started a new day, and it's got a green candle there. That's kind of nice. So that is the prices. Now, this is the new dApp, of course, the second dApp that Alex McWhirter launched with app.icosa.pro, and you can find all these links in our Discord, the links in the video description. And of course, we've got just about everything there for these projects. Now, there are currently 3,922 Hex HSIs in the liquidation queue, so these are defaulted. Many of them being sold to the icosa contract, and of course, you can pull those in to start the auctions. How many we've got in the auction house? 26 at the moment. We've got 26, so let's have a look at what some of the big value is there at the moment. We've got 38 T-shares, 300,000, 27 T-shares, 54 T-shares, lots of single T-shares there. We've got heaps in today, actually. 55 T-shares, 67, 13, 29, 58 T-shares, so really cool numbers in here. And lots of smaller ones as well. So plenty of good stuff there. Now, if you do want to bid on these, you need Hedron. And of course, you need to go to app.icosa.pro and connect and bid on. And you have to click actions and then bid. And you have to win the bid, basically. But hey, there's lots of variations in those. And good luck to you. Let's have a look at Watts. So over the last 24 hours, 3 Watts NFTs. This is another product that was part of the icosa launch. And of course, 3 Watts NFTs burned in the last 24 hours. 401 endpoints, and of course the supply got down to 21,568 watts at the moment. So that's kind of cool there on Dev Huey. Don't know if he's got anything extra out here since that time. No, that was pretty much it on that one. Now, let's have a look at some of the overall numbers here on the Hedron stack. So this is Dev Huey's site, hexmodel.com. Really is a good summary of the whole ecosystem, Hedron, icosa, and Watsa. And of course, we can see for over the 366 days of Hedron, there we've got 83.27 trillion Hedron minted, 10 trillion burned, and of course 667 billion loaned, and the difference is 73.16 trillion there is what is in place. So that is the charts, and of course that was cool. Now I wanted to go to I think it's just trying to think which one I'm going to here. I think it's icosa. Let me just jump over here. Hope this is the right chart that I'm after. It's taking a little bit to refresh there. Yes, this is the one I wanted. So we've got icosa staking at the moment on the platform. Looks like we've got 34 million icosa staking, and it's 90% staked, so that's pretty good. We've got the icosa supply 3.7 million. And of course, in the Hedron, out of that supply that we had with Hedron, we got 31.8 trillion, almost 32 trillion staked there. And of course, the Hedron supplied 116 trillion. The stake percentage is 27.3% on these charts. So that's kind of cool. Looks like we've got some different whales, sharks, dolphins, turtles, and squids and turtles. And you can see the numbers in here. 3 whales, 31 sharks, 198 dolphins, and 1,900 squids. 10,000 turtles in there. So that's a kind of cool chart here. This is hexmodel.com. You can also find this in our Discord under useful links. So that, folks, is the tribute and also the latest data there for Hedron and icosa. And of course, you can do so many cool things on that. Let's see how the poll's going. Let us see where this is. We've got, have you participated in Hedron icosa? Minting, borrowing, staking, auction, tokenized, Watsas. So many features that he's added to the ecosystem. Let's see what the end results are. We've got 74 votes. Someone sneaked in there at the end, so it's kind of cool. And I don't know if I can actually bring that up on the chat there. No, I can't. So we'll read it out. Have you participated in Hedron icosa? 79% says they've participated. So that's pretty cool. That's 4 out of 5 of you have participated in some way in the Hedron icosa ecosystem. I think Alex would be pretty happy with that out of 74 votes. And of course, 20% no. So there we are. All right, so that's pretty cool. That is the results there, and a big shout out once again to Alex McWhirter, and we really appreciate that. Obviously, Maximus out there with Gold Key and Dipcatcher, which have helped stake something like 1.1 billion hex, and of course Hedron icosa. My guesstimate is around maybe 600 to 700 million or so. It's pretty impressive with those numbers. And obviously, we've had the big announcement with Magic Carpet Ride, also talking about staking pools as well. So that's we got getting a lot more cool teams. Power City also will have their own product, the Flex, which I don't think is launching on the ETH chain, but is likely to launch on the Pulsechain, and that may be in the future as well. So the more teams that are doing innovative stuff around derivatives and staking pools for Hex, the better, I think. As long as they offer something, people will take them up, right? They offer some features that people like, opposite lowering the gas fee, optimizing the bigger pays better is typically where they head. But trading, having the optionality to trade the ownership token thereabouts, and of course provide liquidity, and maybe staking the ownership token. These are all features that we've seen come from Maximus as well. So it's kind of neat. With Hedron, of course, we've got borrowing, wrapped NFTs, some real innovation in that space, and of course it's been fun to see. All right, let's move on. That is it. Let's get into Paul Pleb. And of course, this is our honorable mention today. It was our honorable mention yesterday. And of course, really the honorable mentions about charts that have got really good looking charts at the moment. This is up at 1438. This was a free airdrop, as I recall. And of course, I think it ran over 68 days or so. And of course, that is finished. But the price has really rallied since then. 1438. It is still a small retail play, remember. And what we mean by that is that liquidity and number of users on the community is really hard to define that. But hey, you can't argue the price is up and to the right. It has jumped all the way from 380, and it looks like it's dropped to 0 there, and it's now at 1438, and that's pretty impressive, right? So good to see that. Got 4 zeros in front of it now rather than 5. Liquidity is pretty small though still, but rising, of course, with the value of the price. It is up by 24% on 24 hours, 10.4% on 6 hours, 6% in the last hour, That's pretty cool. We can see over 24 hours, 26 trades, 60% buy volume, buy activity, and of course on volume, 62%, $28,000 versus 17, and nice looking chart there. So very big, looking good. There's us honorable mention for 2 days in a row. Gotta be good, right? Gotta be good. All right, so that's pretty much it. We're going to jump past that. We're going to get into the Pulsechain project updates. Before we do that, though, let's get back into the comments section. We're up to 54 minutes on the hour, having lots of fun today. And we're going to get into the little sneak peek. Brazil, you wanted to hear about this? We're going to get into that. So let's get into the final chats here. If you're new to the channel, of course, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. We're having a good time here. You know, on this channel, we're a no drama channel. We're a family channel. We just try to stick to the numbers, and hey, we may only get I'll leave it there. All right, so we're going to just scroll back up here. Let's get back up to where we were. Let's behave ourselves on this channel before we get rugged. What else there? I'm trying to get up to that. We've got Fast Abdul in the house there. Burn your Wattses today for fun and profit. Your profit, says Fast Abdul. He's just trying to be last man standing for this one, I'm sure. Danny Boy in the house there. Hey, Danny Boy, good to see you. Very cool. Danny Boy says, why are these old men, says Danny Boy. I'm not sure what channel you're talking about there, because that's not the age groups on my data, on the YouTube data, under 18. What else there? Danu says, woohoo, Danny in the house. Hello, Superman and all Hexkins. Let's wait together for what? Let's wait for you for Pulsechain, and meanwhile we do some HSI, says for T-shares, says Danu. Yeah, a lot of people have been picking up really good details, discounts on the HSI auctions. So it's been really good for people that are Hex Maxis in particular. What else there? We've got Astri in the house there. Hey, howdy everybody, good to see Astri. QQ as well, says kids are all the time around. Yeah, we'll jump past all the kid stuff. If you moderators, you can delete all the kid stuff there. We don't want to talk about kids on the channel in any regards, even if it's modest stuff. Magic Cup Ride says, what's up, family? Sorry, missed many streams. Hex Token, been busy building. Yeah, we saw your announcement yesterday. Big shout out to you. Congratulations on that big announcement. I snuck in at the end. Yeah, we're not quite finished. We still got a little while ago, but welcome. Big shout out to that. What else there? We've got John Gibbons says, I guess the Hedron minting will slow down when more of the 10x bonuses stake finishes. That's true, John. That will be a function of that, so that will help. There's probably still quite a lot out there. Obviously, there's a lot of hexagons that are staked. Lots of dolphins, lots of squids, lots of tinkering turtles. So there are probably quite a few of them with the bonuses. Now I can't remember the exact number of accounts that were staked that actually took the bonuses up. But I think it was a pretty decent amount. So yeah, I think there's inflation still got a while to run. But that doesn't mean the price can't run as well, obviously. Smash the likes, says Rango. Definitely smash the likes. And Valerie T's in the house there. Thanks for the continuous quality content, Superman. Hey, you're welcome, Valerie. And thanks to the community, as I always say. Hello, familiar. I'm Kate today, says Christian. Nice one there, Kate. Kate is Christian as Kate today. Nice one. All right, let's move on and get into the Pulsechain updates. And we're going to have fun with this because, actually, I might play that. I didn't realize I had that still queued up. We might play that as well. Let's do it, actually. It's going to be fun. All right, we'll do our best. All right, so here we are. Pulsechain.com updates. This was the last update Richard Hart gave us. Of course, this was about Prism, GethGo, and Lighthouse, all on private testnet running. So it was kind of cool. Now we're working on the fourth client, as I say, Aragon, execution client there to get that up and running. And of course, how many views has this had? Well, let's do a refresh. Hopefully, I don't lose the page, but I'm pretty sure it will stay on there. We have got 498,100 views, almost at the 500,000. This was posted on the 19th of February. We're almost at 500,000 on this. Very, very cool. Now, this is probably a bit more technical for more people, so may have limited the amount of views, but this was awesome. Almost at 500,000. And of course, we got cool stuff here. The big highlight, of course, was that they had the 3 up and running, 3 clients. The other big one, of course, was having the 25% burn on top using the Ethereum proof of stake. So that was really exciting to see that. And what else was interesting? The other thing that was really cool was they rolled back the Aragon version back to the block bug. And of course, they then applied the fixes. So you can see here, both clients are currently running syncing to test the fixes. And of course, that was on the 19th there. So that was really cool as well. And so, yeah, Pulsechain implements EIP 1559 burns and reduces the issuance of PLS by 25% per block compared to Ethereum. So super bullish. And of course, that increases the value of the layer 1 chain. It was already valued by itself. But of course, introducing that back was really cool by Richard's team. And very bullish indeed. Very nice, as we say. So that was a big announcement there. Then, of course, what's been happening on the actual, on the GitLabs here for Pulsechain. We've got some of the updates. Now, we don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. Obviously, we know they're working hard, but they're just logging in here. We're just looking at the last activities. These can be, sometimes just closing tabs or something like that. But last activity here for Brett Paulson, Braytep there. I always say he's like one of the Egyptian gods of Stargate, Braytep there, because kind of cool. February the 26th is he logged in there, so cool. Who else has been logging in here? We've got Richard Hart logged in. Now, this was the little secret source here. I hadn't seen Richard Hart log in for some time. Now, I can't remember the exact last time he was in. I thought it was like September last year or something. But he logged in on the 26th, folks. So this is a little bit of unexpected activity I saw here. Richard Hart logging in. And that was 26th of February. And I'm pretty sure it was months ago that he logged in. Now, I can check by yesterday's live stream. We covered this yesterday. So I didn't actually get time to check that, but I'm pretty sure that is the case. And of course, the February 26th, Richard Hart logged in. So super, super cool. Obviously looking at something was what's going up, so whatever it was, the reason he logged in, it was kind of cool. Maybe he's just looking through the folders, I don't know, but that was kind of neat there. That is a little bit of secret sauce that Brazoli's been waiting for. I thought that was pretty cool. On the 26th here, we've got SJB as well logged in on the Pulsechain. So that was pretty cool there. The highlight, though, being Richard Hart logging in. I thought that was pretty neat, and I picked that up today. The other thing of looking at Pulsex here, we've got Agris there locking in the 26th. We've got Brett Paulson there on the 26th logging in. Hines logging in on the 26th of February as well. So pretty cool. And Richard Hart there logging in as well on both of them, 26th. So obviously picking that up. So pretty bullish there, I thought, on the old Richard Hart logging in on that one. So that's pretty exciting. And in fact, let me queue this up because I'm pretty sure I may have the queue for this. Let's see how we go. See if this works. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Let's go. Let's listen to Richard Hart around Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex. And I played this before, but it's pretty cool. Let's see how we go there. Let me queue that up, and bam.
How much should I invest to get my parents financially free? How am I supposed to answer that, dude? It's a really silly question. I don't know what your parents' needs are. I don't know where you live. I don't know what your monthly overhead is. I don't know what their ages are. I don't know the crystal ball, what the gains will be. Hex did a 10,000x. Everything that I designed is designed with the ability to do a 10,000x. So Pulsechain can do a 10,000x. PulseX can do a 10,000x. And Hex can do a 1,000,000x. They can. Now, the rate or whether they do or not, that's up to life and chance. But these are well within the realm of possibility. And look, Hex did it. Hex, it took Ethereum 2.5 years to do it. Hex did it in 623 days, which is like a year and a half. Not even 2 years. So,
all right. So that was the Pumpermentals for Hex. I love it. I love that video. It's so Pumpermentalicious and very exciting. So that is the Pulsechain updates there. But we've also got Pulsechain project updates. And of course, this was a big deal here. Coast team, of course, rising to the top ranks in the Pulsechain projects. And of course, here 17 hours ago, Fiat on-ramp will support the wires. So if you're doing a wire transfer, sending money through a wire transfer involves electronically moving funds from one bank account to another. It's a secure and quick way to transfer large sums of money domestically or internationally. So that's pretty cool. Remember, Coast is going to bring Fiat on-ramp, off-ramps. They're going to be launching on ETH chain with the USDC, then Pulsechain with their native stablecoin, bringing another stablecoin to Pulsechain. Of course, that's based on Fiat, which is the other good model that we're going to have coming to Pulsechain. And so that's super bullish. That's probably going to be called PUSD, or maybe they'll stick with their original name CST. We'll see. But I think PUSD sounds pretty good to me. So that is it on there. That is the 17 ounce go from Coast. The Fiat on-ramp also will allow ACH, automatic clearinghouse transfers, use a secure network to move money electronically between bank accounts. The process involves authorization, verification, and settlement, making it reliable and efficient way to transfer funds. So that's kind of cool on that too. So they're doing lots of cool stuff is Fiat Coast. This is part of part of Richard Hart's vertical integration is a fiat on-ramp, off-ramp. I do think we'll have a second one as well through Overwatch, Rack and Rochelle, with the centralized exchange and the fiat on-ramp, off-ramp there, as well as potential listing side as well. We haven't had an update for some time since Rackham's been a lot quieter. We got 2 recent updates from him earlier around patents and staff changes, but it's definitely something we're looking forward to as well. Now, fiat on-ramp update there. The countries below have a total population of 1.71 billion, making Hex and Pulsechain accessible to them with fiat onboarding there. So that's really cool. We can see the US there and the UK going to be first up, and then they're going to be followed by Canada, some of the Latin Americans coming here. I saw a guy on the BBC. I mean, it's because, BBC is just another propaganda arm, of course. But I saw one of those guys here talking about the Ukraine battle. And he's, you know what he's calling this place instead of South America? The Global South, he calls it. The Global South. These guys make up their own terms all the time. The Global South, he's got them talking about it. Anyway, we've got Australia coming in there as well. And, of course, other places, looks like, Spain and, Poland there or something like that. So that's kind of cool. And then, of course, we've got the rest of Europe, Mexico and South America and places like that. Germany and France, I guess, is in there. And that's kind of cool. So we've got lots of places coming. Brazil, Argentina, looking good there. Australia, and very nice. Is that Indonesia? I think there's Indonesia there. Is that Indonesia there? Can't remember. This one, it might be Indonesia there. But that is pretty cool. So bringing fiat on-ramp, off-ramps, and stablecoins. You gotta love the Coast team. And, of course, part of Richard Hart's vertical integration. That is very, very important. All right. That is the Pulsechain project updates. We're going to get into Hex Daily Stats, though. Because why? Why do we get the Hex Daily Stats? Because we like to get paid. We like to get paid. Brazology likes to get paid. I like to get paid. There we are. If you're a Hex staker, you love to get paid every single day. And, of course, we cover the close of the hour there. Day 1182, folks. The 22nd of February is the day. And, of course, we've got the price at 5.928 cents there. Pretty flat on the price change. Let's have a look at the payout. We've got 6.55 Hex per T-share payout. Very good day in the office for us Hex stakers. Very cool indeed. Now, if you guys seen on Twitter, I've been running that Hex Fun Fact series. And, of course, man, it's been very cool. 6.553 Hex per T-share. We got the T-share price is $1,573. And, of course, US and the share rate there up again. A decent jump again. 16.1 to 26,526. Remember, the 3 bonuses when you go to stake Hex. Earlier pays better. In other words, you've got to stake because the share rates is going up and to the right. Longer pays better. You get 20% more shares per year. You stake your Hex up to 10 years. That's 200%. And then, of course, a bigger pays better up to 10%, up to 150 million Hex. So that's pretty awesome. Now, obviously, if you do longer pays better, you can get this for a third of the price if you do 10 years. So it really does have a big impact on you as well. But once again, earlier pays better because the share rate's not waiting for anybody. It's going up and to the right, as you can see, all these increases. And we've got a lot more coming up by the end of the year. So that's kind of cool. Let's have a look at the actual share rate there. There's a projection. So we're slowly climbing all the way up the share rate projection here, all the way until the 15th of April. Then we're expecting a decent jump there. About 130 Hex is going to happen between that day and the 16th. And we should see that on the Hex Daily Stats on the 17th, the day later, jumping up almost to 27,000. It's going to be 26,952. So pretty big deal there. And you can see it's projected to go up and to the right. And of course, you've got to remember, over the long-term projection, it goes sort of up like this. It starts off sort of slow, and then it sort of goes up real steep. So earlier is better, folks. Earlier is better to get those juicy T-shares. I suspect in the future, a lot of people will have so much Hex, they'll only sell a little bit of town because they got so much of it. So that's pretty much it. All right, so that is pretty much that. Let's go average stake years there. 6.42 years is the average stake length, and I put out a Hex fun fact on Twitter with that. The annual percentage rate there, yield and emergency in-state penalties, 37.02% today. Liquidity in the pool, 91.5 million Hex, $6 million US, and 1,609 ETH in the pool. The change in T-shares down dramatically today, 11,267. We're down at 10,240,000 T-shares. Let's have a look at the global stakes of all the stakes here for the next 11 months. Look how empty it looks. It looks when you've got the Hex Godwell staking. These candles look really small, even though some of them are decent. But that's pretty much it. We've got all the short-term stakers here coming out over the next week, and I presume that most of them will just restake. Some of them will be waiting for Pulsechain, some it's like flexibility, some of them scraping interest, that sort of stuff. Just the way it goes. And so those candles will come out. That ends up on the 7th of March. So imagine getting a Pulsechain testnet V3 launch in that earlier period of time. That'd be pretty cool. Then we've got the Hex Gold Whale there, 3.5 billion. That there will change the T-share pool on that day, so we'll get a bump and a jump in our T-share payout. Remember, that includes some of the exit from Tokeneer, good old Trayvon's old Hourglass project from 2020. And of course, that was a big payout for those guys. They're probably laughing at there. And Hex Gold Whale looks like it's getting his money back, getting his exit fee back. That's probably what's happening there. So that's kind of cool. And then we've got very few candles, as you can see, in the future. But of course, this front of the wave will, we'll see a lot of these restake 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. But I think quite a few of them have been staking longer than that. I think they have been, because the share rate's been ratcheting up, I'm sure some of them have been staking a longer period to offset that share reduction. We'll see. So that's kind of the psychology of what happens when the share rate does jump there. They look at it and go, well, I was doing 30 days, 60 days. Maybe I'll, because I believe in the ecosystem, I'll go out a bit longer. We'll see. But that's kind of the play there. So lots of cool things happening strategically with this chart, man. Hex Gold Whale at play. All right, so let's jump over to the stake percentage of coins. 10.22% of Hex is staked at the moment. We've got 5.2 million, 5.25 million in Hex penalties. So awesome day in the office for us. Look at the last 10 days. It almost makes you want to fall off your seat there. Look at that, 125 million back on day 1176. We've had, and today we've got this 5.25 million Hex. Is awesome being Hexkin, honestly getting staked. Now, current holders up 83 on Etherscan for the Hex contract, up to 321,079. The headline number, though, for us is staking, because Hex is all about getting T-shares and staking your Hex, get T-shares and earn that sweet Hex every day per T-share. That is up 57, so it's a good day in the office, actually. We're up to 119,150. And then, of course, total holders up to 246 to 534,205 on the old Hex holders there. And that's day 1182, folks. And we're on day 1183. The base payout is pretty close to 6.292. That's likely to jump when the Hex Gold Whale comes out. And, of course, what's the last thing I was going to say about that? Yeah, we're almost at the end of our 3rd month of the 4th year of Hex, about the end of the 4th month of the 4th year. It's pretty cool. It's coming up pretty fast, all this stuff happening. We'll be up to 5555 before we know it. Or maybe I won't be YouTubing them, but we're definitely getting closer to that. All right, let's get into the 15-minute chart, and let's log that up. That is the 15-minute chart there on Hex. We are chilling with the homies at the moment, 5.897 cents there. And I watch far too many movies because of some of those phrases. Just the way it goes. Let's get into the comments. See what else we got going. What else there? Let's jump past all those. We've got up to John, that's for sure. We've got up to John. Smash the likes, says Rango. Definitely smash the likes. I like that a lot. What else? Hey, today apparently. What else there? Magic Caparai says, we are just as excited about their launch. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I'll have to go back and watch your stream, actually. It would be pretty cool. I hope you guys are going to do a simple graphic. That would be really cool, Magic Caparai. You guys could do a simple graphic, maybe on your website. Maybe it's on there. I haven't checked your website, so may have to look at that. Hey, Superman, great catching your stream at work. Hey, Stevie D, pleasure. Honor, sir, honor. Graphene in the house there. Hey, folks, good to see you. Welcome to the chat. And Madcap says, feel free to share screen and show a short video on our website, oxsteakhouse.io. So if you want to check that out, everybody go check that out. What I might do, Magic Cup Ride, is have a proper review and do a separate video on that. That's probably what I'll do, the Magic Cup Ride on that one. Thank you so much for posting. Astrid in house as well. Pumpermentalicious, says Astrid. Indeed. Christian says, I think Pulsex can do 10,000x in the first year, says Christian. I think that's pretty aggressive, to be honest. We're pretty bullish, but I think that's pretty aggressive on that one. But definitely, it's got long promise there. Sandy Beach says, CC, if that happens, you won't see me again, says Sandy Beach. I'll be traveling. That's funny, man. We've got Lies Beneath in house there. Hello, how are you today? Good to see you, Lies. And of course, Lies Beneath always brings the ultimate strategy of this channel. Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLSX for the win, 100%. And what else there? Beans spilled, says Brizology. Indeed. With the old Richard up logging in there on the old GitLab there. Thought that was a kind of a... I was kind of shocked when I saw it, Briz. I was like, oh, wow. Okay, cool. What did I miss? Says Alan. You have to watch the whole show, Alan. You have to watch the whole show and catch up. We've got Tin Top in the house here as well. What's up? Good to see you, Tin Top, and welcome to the channel. What else there? Magic Cup Ride says we have our explainer video coming out. Nice one, Magic Cup Ride. That's cool. Excited about that. The good times are coming, says Terry Doc. Yeah, well, Magic Carpet Ride's helping that along as well with their new project. I'm excited for Pulsechain launch whenever, says Russ. I think the timing is going to be perfect after all said and done. I think the timing will be perfect for that. So it's going to be good. I hope you will still be streaming in 5 days. Supermath is Rango. I'm not sure about that, Rango, but definitely be streaming for quite a long time to come. That's for sure. Magic Cup Rush is happy to come on your stream anytime, mate. Hey, that sounds like a good thing. Hit me on the Twitter. We'll try and queue that up on DMs there, Magic Cup Ride. That sounds like a good idea to me. All right. What should we do? We're up to an hour and 15. We've done perfect time today. It's like almost perfect. We're probably a few seconds longer on the tooth there. Oh, we just got some little red candle there just towards the end of the live stream. We're supposed to have Hex Token channel pumps on here, not little 15-minute candle reductions. All right, the market's looking pretty good though overall. So let's see how we get on over the next 24 hours. I think it's looking pretty good overall, as we talked about earlier. All right, I think we're going to wrap up. What do you guys reckon? Let's wrap up. I think so. Hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream. Big shout out to Magic Cup Ride with their big launch, and of course, great seeing them in the chat there. Big shout out to the community. You guys are what counts, man. That's what it's all about. The Hex community, Pulsechain community, PulseX community. It's going to be awesome. In the future, we're in the best ecosystem, and of course we're going to change DeFi. Richard Art's going to lead the way, and it's going to be cool. Own your keys, your coins, immutable contracts. You mint your own returns in Hex. Really is a wonderful place to be. Hope you guys enjoyed today's show. I'm going to sign out now. Take care, everybody. Peace out. Subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Don't forget to get in our free Discord, and of course the best community in town for all the links you could possibly want. It's cool. And I'll catch you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye for now. Woohoo! Rock on!